it often comes out once you start talking to people about intellectual property, because intellectual property, as a lot of the listeners may know, is not just your trademarks, it's not just your branding, it's not just your patents or any innovative ideas that you have or some unique design. A lot of it, particularly for services and technology businesses, is going to be the inherent knowledge of the founders. So their copyright, their natural rights to ideas when they go from, just 2 or 3 or 4 individuals just working informally together on a project to then starting to create business structures or separate legal entities or companies, etc. And so very early on, you start having this conversation with individuals and you say, okay, well, we're going to start talking about your capital structure and we're going to start talking about your contributions. And before we even talk about value, I want to know what you did. So, Sean, I'll say, I know normally you play the role of the professional CEO and advisor, but in this case, I'll say, well, you're the tech guy. So, Sean, tell me about everything you've been doing for the last 20 years that's taken you to the point where you've made this contribution to this business. Explain it to me. And they say, okay. And then I go to the next person around the table and I say, explain what you've done and what you're bringing to the table. And then I get their capture and their general ideas. And I say, well, I'm going to need you all. I'm going to recommend you sign deeds of assignment for all of your natural rights in all of your intellectual property. And I want to actually quantify that. I want to make sure your capital structure from day one reflects an appropriate level of goodwill and intangible property. It's something that's going to help investors understand where you're coming from. It's going to help your financial advisors in the future, and it's going to help you overcome maybe some bias that you've got about your own personal worth. And the second you ask that, the answers to those questions very quickly start to give you an opportunity to say, hey, maybe you're getting ahead of yourself. Maybe your contribution in bringing everyone together is not worth $1 billion. Maybe this business will never be worth anything. But right now, what do you value it as? So I think the opportunity does come up. You just have to be brave enough to let people know your opinion.